Hey guys, it's Justin from Top Notch Finishing here, and today I'm going to talk about the SAWSTOP COMPACT. So I got this saw as soon as it came out. This was a year and a half ago. I was on pre-order. I wanted this saw. So previously I had the SAWSTOP job site. It's really big. It's got its own wheeling cart and everything, which is great, but it weighed a ton and it had a T-fence. I hate the T-fence. So if you're used to DeWalt saws and things like that, and like fences like this, where everything stays parallel, this is already a huge plus, and this was one of the driving factors of why I wanted this saw. So a couple things I'm going to talk about are the things that I love about the saw, and then there's a few things that I hate about the saw, but in the end, I can live with the things that I hate because I have all my fingers. So at the end of the day, the technology that is in this saw, which weighs a ton, it is heavy. Everyone that picks it up is like, holy crap. And you know what? I'm like, you know why it weighs so heavy? Because it's going to save your fingers, right? So there's that. So something I want to talk about right away is these cartridges. I've had two falsely go off, and that sucks because I never had a spare on me. Now I do have a spare. I learned my lesson. Once this saw goes down for the day, you're kind of screwed. And depending where your job site is, it's a huge, huge hassle. So it sucks. There's no reason why these should go off, but I guess they do. The positive is, and now that I have two, and I think this is $310 in Canada, both of them, I can send these back to SAWSTOP. They can look at them somehow, and I think they would send me two new ones. I don't think they're going to pay me money, but they'll send me two new ones, and that's great. I'll probably return the two that I just bought. So yeah, that is a huge downfall, but if I get reimbursed for it, it's not so bad, right? So I'll show you. So both of these, not a hand model here, guys. The blade just went into it like 1/8 of an inch. The saw blade was salvageable both times, so it didn't burn that. It's just a weird thing, and I can't explain why. So, sucks. So we can talk about the fence. It's not bad. It's a little sticky, let's call it. Like, not overly easy to deal with, but that could be just my unit. It could be anything. I do like this where like you can push this in to get closer to the blade. I do wish the blade went up as fast as the job site one, which is like instant, right? So this stops you, right? Because it doesn't want you to ground out onto, and that should blink red. There we go. I like all these functions. These aren't bad. More on that in a second. But if you want to get closer, you just go like that. You can still dial it in really close and then get away from it again. So I love the Pinion Fence. It's very much like the DeWalt's, and that's one of the reasons why I bought it for sure. Other than that, everything's pretty simple. I would have liked how DeWalt has a lever here that releases the riving blade, but there's just something in here. You undo it, take the riving blade out. Super simple. It's actually very easy to change the cartridge. And as always, you throw the SAWSTOP blade out as soon as you get it because they suck. So just a heads up, right here is the brain. I had to get this replaced one time, so the saw was down for a while again with that. How we determined that is it was shooting a code. You can call SAWSTOP. They are very quick, usually maybe a one-person lineup on the phone call, and they'll tell you that you have to do something with this, and this kind of resets the whole thing. If you hold it, it'll give you a code. You tell them the code. They know what's wrong right away, and it gets fixed. I wish I knew that sooner, so that's just a heads up. You call SAWSTOP. They will get this figured out quickly. This is the biggest drawback for me, is you can go from 0 to 45. But for me, I have to cut a lot of things at 46. Let's say we're going around corner beads and stuff like that. Mud is built up. I like to be past 45 no matter what. If I'm doing beams, I want to be 45.5. Give me a little bit of room. Give me a little bit of flex. So you can undo this stupid thing and then you get 2 more degrees out of it. But if you adjust this and put it to 46, it'll only go to 1 degree. It won't, you can't have, let's say 47, then it'll be at 2 degrees. You get what I'm saying? Because it's the +2, -2. So that sucks. So what I learned is there's a little black area here, and I multi-tooled a chunk out, and I can go to 46, no problem. So crisis averted. I know this was kind of a bummer for a lot of people, and then boom, back to 0. So by just taking out this little chunk, you don't have to mess with this. It was so annoying. Then you had to get your digital angle finder all figured out and get it dialed back into 0. It was silly. So at the end of the day, I love the saw. It cuts straight. It's very efficient. We always have it hooked up to a vacuum with a dust deputy. Never have issues with anything clogging up. It's a great saw. Very little flies at you. We do a lot of scribed baseboard, and however they have it all set up in there, the suction on it is very good. It's actually a little bit better than the DeWalt as well, so that's very surprising. So I own this one. I have the SAWSTOP job site, which is at my house full time. I still rocking around with 2 rolling DeWalts. I'm likely still going to be selling at least one of my DeWalts. I have the other SAWSTOP for sale. I want to buy one more of these. We're expanding. We need more stuff. Meaning if I have this, that means the boys on another site are with a DeWalt being unsafe. And so as a business owner, having employees who pays workers' compensation, I feel a whole lot better with this. At the end of the day, having this technology mentally helps you rip safer as well. You feel much better about it. You're not scared of the saw. You trust it, knowing that as soon as you touch it, and I know it's not plugged in, it goes red. This thing shuts off immediately. The technology in this is amazing, and your fingers are worth $1 million or more. What did they say? You know that $1 million push stick? Anyways, your fingers are priceless. That's way more than $1 million. So yeah, I will be getting more of these. I wanted to really put it through the ringer. I think I have. I don't think there's probably anyone else that's used one of these as much as we have, because I've had it since day one and because we use it daily. And it's still kicking. Had some issues, but they all get outweighed by these. So yeah, I plan to do a video a week doing reviews of tools that I have, and what makes it different for me is because I'm that guy. I'm that guy that's on the site. I'm using the tools, so they're getting a proper review. We don't baby our tools. And so like stuff like this is amazing. There'll be stuff that I'm reviewing later that is not so amazing, but stick around for that. Subscribe, it'd be amazing. I'm trying to get those numbers up. I'd like to actually maybe start getting paid by YouTube. So doing stuff like this is worth it when I should be working, right? So thanks for watching.